Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody. Let's take a look again on euro currency. So you can see that Friday performance have brought nothing new actually. The overall standing right here. As we mentioned, on Friday market is gradually starting entering into wide weekly support area, which is actually it's 104.30, 106.10, and it's just tasting it briefly with this minor spikes down. It's just challenging these lows that previously has been forming here grubbers and so on. That's why on Friday we said that we have to be extra careful if you consider taking any short position, and even more we said that on a daily chart it would be better to not take any positions. So if you would like to take the short, it's better to do on intraday charts with the scalp trading, with the taking the profit right around the lows that already has been formed. That's common practice when market stands at some strong support, but you are an intraday trader. So, taking it all together, as usual, we have prepared today the weekly report, and we considered some new fundamentals, particularly speaking recent Fed meeting and some other statistics, and of course, conclusion mostly stands the same, as we haven't got any big shifts. So it stands in favor of the dominance of the United States dollar over euro currency. And in years time, we suggest that it was last hike from the European Central Bank. As we said 2 weeks ago, that actually they will have just one chance to do this. If they will not raise rate in September, they will not raise it at all later, just because economic data will deteriorate significantly in the nearest few months. And they have done this. So we think that the European Central Bank is actually finished with the rate hike cycle. While on the United States dollar situation stands different. And from that standpoint, fundamentals stands in favor of downward continuation here. Besides, if you'll take a look even on the daily chart, here are some tricky moments exist. So take a look what has happened after OP has been reached. First of all, take a look that any pullbacks were relatively small. We do not have any big swings on the retracements. Only 30% pullbacks have happened. Our downside action was really with the acceleration here. Here's drop, you could see here's reversal candle, fast drop right to the oversold area. So in general, it's definitely some pressure stance with this downward action. And after OP, market has shown just minor response. Although theoretically we could suggest that, well, with the OP right and the oversold, we could count at least on this type of action. So at least the 30%, but we haven't got it. Just minor flag consolidation and collapse. After collapse, here we also do not see any more or less significant response, despite that on the intraday charts you could see rising divergences and so on. What does it mean? It means that market stands under pressure. Any attempt to go higher immediately is selling out, selling down, and the new traders are stepping in, forming these reversal bars and so on. And this potentially looks bearish, so this indicates a kind of the bearish dynamic pressure. And in other circumstances, we probably start searching chance to go short, with possessing ourselves with a possible downside breakout, because next target that we are considering actually XOP is 104.75. In fact, we have two extensions, so if you plot here this A, B, C top, you will get the OP approximately the same area, around 104.50. It's very close. That's why I just keep the XOP alone on this chart. But at the same time, we have formed grubbers and strong weekly support area. And from that standpoint, we definitely have to wait for one of the two things. First of all, if market will not be able to form any more or less moderate pullback in the nearest few sessions and just remain flat action, that will clearly indicate appearing of the bearish dynamic pressure. And we finally could consider taking the short position, anticipating a possible collapse and reaching the XOP. So I'm taking position for a downside breakout. Otherwise, if grubbers will start work in the same 2-3 sessions, we probably should get some reaction and market should start some more or less moderate bounce. I don't know. Maybe it will be some kind of minor head and shoulders here to be formed, some ABCD somewhere to the 108 area, something of that kind. But we need just to wait, because as I said on Friday, mostly stands the same. So for the daily chart, we can't take the short position right now just because we have formally bullish trend. We have two bullish grabbers on the back, and we have strong weekly confluence. Obviously, this is not the point for taking the short position without any serious reasons to do that. And we have to wait whether these reasons will appear or not. For taking the long position, we don't have a patterns yet. So it's also unclear whether the market will form this pullback or not. On the 4 time frame chart, we have this long-lasting downside action, some channel. So, and from the channel point of view, it seems that in area around 107.30, 107.40, it's some kind of the invalidation point for a short-term bearish scenario. So market has to stay in this channel to keep the bearish context intact, at least for intraday tradings. And that's what we intend to consider in the nearest time. On the hourly chart, we have nothing new. Yes, our trading stop on Friday has worked nice indeed. After retracement here, market starts nicely downward action, as we said, trying to take the short somewhere around this area and consider taking profit at any place or supposedly somewhere near the lows. But it also brings no clarity. So just some kind of the consolidation, unclear performance, choppy action without any bullish patterns, no signals for taking the long position. That's why in the current circumstances, guys, I prefer to wait a bit and see what will happen. Because we do know what to wait. First of all, for the bearish performance, we need to get the clear signs of the bearish dynamic pressure. It means that if market will just remain in flat action here, lasting for a couple of sessions, just showing sideways action, ignoring the formed grabbers that actually should trigger the upward bounce, that led us to consider taking the short position. Conversely, if grabber starts to work, we should start getting some upward performance. That's simple. So if you would like to take the position with the grabbers, well, there's no problems, but trying to take it as close to the bottom as possible, just to minimize potential risk if everything goes on a bearish scenario. That's actually all that we have on the euro currency. Let's see how it will turn next week.